guys. Okay, so the question on the table is, when do I finally let go of my cleaners? Now, I know this is tough for a lot. I remember when I first started my cleaning business, I have the biggest heart, okay? Like I I used to be kind of a people pleaser, right? And it's very hard when you have to be the boss as well, and make those tough decisions, right? To be uncomfortable with making those tough decisions. But once you become a business owner and you have people that are accountable to you, not only like just your business itself, but also the ones on the back end that's actually needing the profit from your business, right? Like, I think that's what really changed my perspective, is that once I realized that me saying no and letting go of a cleaner on the front end of the business was hurting my family on the back end. So every time I allowed a cleaner to stay, it was jeopardizing the growth of my business, which is also basically taking food out of my kids' mouth, right? Once I and I know that's not really like business savvy, but literally it took that perspective change in my mind for me to understand, like, hey, yo, Jasmine, this is serious, right? Like, okay, well, let's do next time. If this happens again, we'll do a review 30 days from now. Okay. Like, that was me all the way, right? Until, like I said, once I saw like how it was affecting my family, that's when I had to get serious. You guys, at the end of the day, right? I had to develop these philosophies, or I don't say philosophies. I'm not some philosophical person, but I had to develop like these strategies for my hiring to like help me just to set the barometer of what is what. So it takes a guessing game out of it. It takes the emotions out of it. It takes Jasmine, the people pleaser person, out of it. And like, look, this is our SOPs. This is what we're doing. It's black and white. If this scenario happens, then this is the outcome, right? And once I started following the business in that kind of a way, then it made it really easier for me to just make those hard decisions and have those hard conversations with individuals, because look, this is what it is. Like, you knew this is what it was when you were coming into it, and this is what it's still going to be, right? So one of my philosophies is hire slow, fire fast, right? I feel like once they show you who they are, believe them. Now, I have a couple stipulations, for various scenarios, right? So I'm a real like hard person when it comes to like no call, no shows. Like, if you don't have the dignity and the respect to be able to call and notify, like, I don't even need a full explanation. Like, send a bird call, okay? Send a text that says, an X on it, okay? An emoji with a sad face. I'll just take it for what it is. So that way I can at least have adequate enough time to plan for it and move some pieces around, find another backup cleaner, contact the client, let them know we need to change the time, see what time works best for him, see if we possibly have to move to another date, find me another cleaner for that date, right? It allows me to be in front of the scenario, right? Hey, Mr. Smith, this is Jasmine from Best Made. Just want to let you know that our cleaner's running a little bit behind because she was running a little late, flat tire, gas, tired, whatever. Right? Hey, Mr. Smith, we'll let you know that we did have a situation with our cleaner. She has a family emergency. She's not going to be able to make it tomorrow, but we did able to find a replacement, and Josie is going to be able to show up to your home at the same time, same date. I just want to let you know of the cleaner change, okay? Or hey, I'm not able to find a replacement for the same day. Can you please let me know what day and time works best? We'll go ahead and get that switched over for you. And also, you guys, don't always feel forced to offer a discount up front. Do you know how many appointment changes I had to take? Like, literally had to take, not ask, not offer, like, yo, it is what it is, take it or leave it, right? Now, we're not saying to be rude. And of course, we don't want to lose the booking, because we did, potentially have to pay a lead for this booking. But what I'm saying is, like, don't operate out of emotion and guilt. So that way the client is, when the client's like, okay, yeah, it don't matter. I remember a situation that really freed me from that, because I was also, when I was in transition of like still cleaning myself to actually hiring cleaners, used to have my kid in my car. So anytime a cleaner was a no-show or was running late or the client was unhappy, like, I took my kid and I went to that house and I cleaned. Okay. Until like I absolutely couldn't. I was out of town at a soccer tournament with my kids and I couldn't. Like, there was no way possible. And the client was like, oh yeah, it's okay. Just let me know when we can do it. In my mind, I was like, oh, you're not tripping? Like, you're not mad? You're not upset? Like, this isn't a big deal? I've been making this a big deal for no reason? That was literally like the freedom of that. Like I was completely liberated in that moment to where now I didn't always just jump shoot to you know make the customer completely happy, and I did the same thing with like a with the a bonus or percentage off, right? To where if by chance the client is not like super upset, now if he's upset, if it's an inconvenience, yeah, I have my threshold number, 10 to 15% off, make him happy, cool, okay. But if he's not, he's like, yeah, no worries. I'm not gonna be just jump shoot first and be like, yo, with this, I'm gonna give you this, right? Now, if you want to, you totally can. I'm not saying for you not to. I'm just saying if that's part of your SOP, then have that to be part of your SOP. Don't do it out of fear that the client is going to leave a negative review or leave out of that emotion or guilt, okay? Because it is what it is. It's a business. Like you can't help that Susie dog got ran over. Her kids were devastated. The kids couldn't go to school. They had to take the dog to the vet, put the dog down, then bury the dog. Like you can't. Nothing you can do about that. And if all your cleaners are booked and you don't have nobody else, then there's nothing you can do about that. Now, yes, of course, that can maybe show you that you need to hire some more and have some more backup cleaners available, so that way you can handle the clientele that you're increasing by, right? But other than that, like there's nothing you can really do about that, right? So hire slow, fire fast. Okay. And my other one is once they show you who they are, believe them. Because if they keep getting the same complaints, oh, they're missing small details, or they're always late, or I try to tell them to do this and they want to do that, right? Then believe them. Just know that this person is not going to work out for you. And that's okay, you guys. Like, that's why I love working with independent contractors. They can go find work elsewhere. But for our partnership, it just doesn't fit. It is not a good equal partnership, because a partnership that works well is when they are benefiting from the partnership, they're getting paid, and then also we're benefiting from the partnership. But if they're the only one that's benefiting by getting paid, then it's not an equal beneficial partnership, and it has to be cut. We are not equally yoked. Okay. And you don't have to do it in a rude way, right? They are independent contractors. You just let them know, like, hey, unfortunately, based upon your previous reviews that have came in, we noticed that this is not going to be able to help our company grow in a more positive light. So we're going to have to terminate this partnership. We do appreciate all your time and energy and everything that you put into helping the company. Just at the time, it's just not going to be able to work moving forward. Thank you so much. Have a great day. That's it. You can do that by call. You can, I mean, you can do it by text. I wouldn't recommend it. You can do it by email. I wouldn't recommend it. Have a conversation with them, right? Or your team, a VA, somebody have a conversation with them. If they don't answer, then and you try to call back 3 times and schedule a call. Then yes, send them a text. And yes, basically what you would do is like just remove them from the app. If you are paying your cleaners with the week delay, then let them know like, hey, you will be receiving your last check on such and such day. Again, thank you. Right? It doesn't have to be some big formal thing. And we have to understand, I know like a lot of people get uneasy with conflict and got uneasy with negative conversations, but you guys just change your mindset of how you look at that. And it's just really needed conversations, right? We were in a leadership meeting last week, and I literally heard my pastor say that. She said that. I was like, man, when she said that, again, like it freed me, because I'm a person that really don't like conflict. And I don't mind having hard conversations, but I am too critical on what the other person will and how the other person will receive and perceive what I'm saying. So I'm very like cautious of that. And so because of that, I don't want to intentionally hurt anybody. I don't like having those uncomfortable conflict type conversations. But when she said that these are not conflict conversations, these are needed conversations, it literally freed me. I'm like, oh. And so for me, that was just a perspective change, right? So for those that are working with cleaners in 1099 or W-2, right? W-2, your process of letting individuals go is definitely much different. With contractors, it's really not, okay? So when you're trying to figure out how to let cleaners go, create that SOP, right? So if they are late on a continual basis, how many times? And then, of course, when you guys are setting these stipulations, make sure that you guys are communicating with your cleaners and ICs so they know what the boundaries are, okay? Don't just create these in the dark and be like, yo, I said on the second time you're let go. And they're like, well, I didn't know that. It wasn't in their contract. You didn't give them an amended contract. You didn't have a conversation with them. So they don't really know, right? So give them the decency of letting them know what those policies and procedures are, right? So, hey, we're big on time. We provide a arrival window. If you do arrive after the arrival window, and also, guys, we're not firing them. We're just terminating the contract, the partnership, because they don't work for us. They work with us. Okay. So, hey, we understand that our goal is to bring in reoccurring clients. And if we can make them happy with the first impression of us showing on time, doing all the things, then it jeopardizes and hurts the business. So we're going to have to end the contract, right? So if they're showing up late, of course, for me, a no call, no show first is like just it. Now, like I said, unless it was a scenario to where, look, they was in a car accident, they was passed out, they couldn't answer, they couldn't do the things, then I understand that. But if it's simply like, oh my God, I was out last night and my phone died and I woke up this morning, I forgot to plug my phone in, that's negligence. And that's unresponsibility. You're not responsible. And I don't need anybody like that either. Right. So it's a lot of different factors, but like whatever those stipulations are for your business, make sure you set those. Okay. My two biggest ones is late, tardiness, and no call, no shows. Right. And then of course those small things of just continual, falling short of completing the job to the highest level of excellence, right? Missing things, not doing a great job, not full detailed work, whatever like negative that's on a reoccurring basis. And it has to be on a reoccurring, not, cause I know you probably will, dang, how many negative reviews you need now? We have to understand that like client cleaning is perspective based, right? What one person could consider clean could be completely different than what somebody else would consider clean, right? I'm a big clean freak and I can spot dust and dirt a mile away. I go to restaurants and when I go to the restaurants and I use the restroom, I'm all looking like, they need to clean up in here. They didn't do these baseboards. Look at that dust on top of that towel rack. I'm like, it's super crazy, but like I literally look for it, right? Whereas somebody else, they were like, oh my God, this is so cute. Look at the little ambiance and it smells so good, right? So you want to make sure that like I don't always take one. It has to be like something that multiple people are saying because like not everybody can be wrong, right? Like that's my thing is why I take, because I'm not out there in the field. I don't go with them doing the cleaning. I don't do evaluations after the cleaning. We don't have that business setup model. My thing is we take the information back and the feedback from the clients, but I understand that cleaning is perspective based. But if enough people are saying, yo, she always missed the baseboards, then and I would have a conversation like, hey, Elizabeth, we got a couple reviews saying that you're missing the baseboards. Can you please make sure that's included? Because maybe based upon her experience, that baseboard's not really included until we do a move in and move out. Maybe she didn't know baseboards are included in deep cleaning, right? So communication goes a long way. And you have to make sure that you're communicating at a level head, not in emotions. Sometimes we move too fast off of emotions and we don't try to collect all the facts. We don't try to gather ourselves so that way we can make sure that we're communicating properly to our team. Because essentially, my goal always is when I bring in good cleaners to ask them for referrals, well, we can go the opposite way, right? If we let a cleaner go prematurely based upon feedback that was not all the way true, and then we go off on them and not like cuss them out, but like in a manner that should not have been, and that maybe that's not as professional, then it makes us look bad. Like, oh, you don't want to go work for that company because that boss is tripping. Like, look, they want everything da 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 da, and they don't do da da da, right? Like, you want to make sure that you are communicating at a level mind, level emotions, and you're not coming at them incorrect. At the end of the day, you guys, it's a partnership. They don't work for you. They work with you. And the growth of your business totally depends on them. And my other saying is happy cleaner, happy clients. And my cleaners are happy. They like what they're doing. They enjoy working with us. They feel respected. They feel valued. Okay. They feel appreciated. Then they're going to continue to do work in an excellent manner. And that's going to be reciprocated to the client. Like the client can feel that. The client can feel the love in cleaning, right? And providing that service and providing the excellence in that service. And they're not just doing it for a tip, like they're doing it because they love who they're working with and they love what they do. So make sure that you guys have those clear stipulations in place for when it's time to let somebody go, like pre-do it ahead of time. So that way when that time does come, because it will come, right? Hiring is a thing that we'll continually always be doing. And you have to understand that this is a people business, right? We work with people on multiple different sides and angles. We have our cleaners and we have our clients, right? So there's always going to be a situation to where we're having to deal with somebody. Okay. So I hope this helps. If you guys have a question that you want me to answer in a video, drop it in the comments, tag me in it, and your question could be answered in my next video. So see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.